What's going on, guys? Good morning. Welcome back to the mountain. Well, I got a dreamer
What's up,
up
guys?
here with me. Me and Mike ain't done a project on Come On Mountain in quite some time, but today is the day for that to change. We're 5 days away, guys, from Levi coming. Y'all will probably see this about the time that he's actually here, because we got a lot going on the mountain this week. Got family coming in starting Saturday for the next 2 weeks, and also Tim from Ridge Life is coming.
Ridge Life!
He'll stay on the mountain a couple days before the meetup, and then he's going to head down Thursday to the meetup area and get set up there. But me and Mike's already been in here getting it, guys. We've got everything. We got a love seat on the bed. Look at all these dead daddy long legs that was up underneath this thing. There's a daddy long leg epidemic out here.
This mountain's covered in them.
Yep. But basically what we're doing is cleaning out the cabin right now, the big area, because we have a ton of rain and have been for the last 2 weeks. So we're working around the rain today. It is supposed to rain a little bit later on today, so we're trying to get all of this packed in here. We're going to play a little Tetris, and we're going to epoxy the floors of the cabin like the tiny house. I think it's going to make a huge difference inside here.
Yeah.
Huge. And we're also going to be putting a little lean-to thing over here, a little cover, because water comes in when it rains on the floor right here. No point painting the floor if water's going to come and mess it all up, as it did with the other one. So we're going to get y'all guys set up on a time lapse while we get the rest of this out, get it cleaned up, and then we're going to go build a little thing that we've talked about building for about a year.
But this time, we're going to build back better.
Oh, yes. We're gonna stop this time lapse because we changed the plan. So we're gonna go ahead and put the air conditioner in because it is out there in the temporary shed, and we got to track through the mud to get it out and to get it in. And before we clean these floors, we decided to go ahead and install this now. And also, once we paint later on, it will help with the paint drying as well, especially on a humid, rainy day. And why is that, Mike?
I was actually looking at this plug-in right here for the speakers, so I did not pay attention to what you were saying.
I was saying that putting the air conditioner in will help with the paint. Why?
Oh, because that is the whole purpose of the air conditioner, to remove moisture. Come on.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and get it done. And just in case it jumps into the 80s today, hey, we can cool this thing down if we want to. All right, let's go get that air conditioner. All right, let's get this thing loaded up. We're going to use the dolly just to save my wrist a little bit until we get it to the door. I spent more effort on that than was needed.
Yeah.
Oh, ran over the cord. See the cord. This dolly is my friend. We have moved a lot of stuff around this mountain together. I told Mike this morning he needs to get him one of these dollies.
Yeah, I need one of them bad.
Because he works a lot by himself like me. And they make things possible.
Hey, the hardest working girl on the mountain, Dolly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Uber ain't here. She didn't hear that.
Hey, I forgot about Uber.
She's down there at your house.
Yeah. In you go.
We go. Alright, this is going to go in the same window we did last year. It worked pretty good. It's pretty centrally located and done a pretty good job. If I have time this week, I have some of that vapor barrier stuff that I used in the ceiling of the tiny house. I would like to seal off the loft triangle up there to where there's only the opening right here. And I really feel like, because the heat rises and cold air falls, that it will do a little atmosphere change from here to there, being that nobody is staying up there anymore.
Right.
And I think it would make that air conditioner not have to work as hard down here at the bottom. All right, guys, change of plans again. That's 2 times in like the last 10 minutes.
You hit the rewind button. Stop. Rewind.
So me and Mike's talked about this in the past, and honestly, now that I've moved the bed downstairs, it's a perfect time to give it a shot. Just like we was talking about, heat rises, cold air falls. I think we're gonna put the air conditioner in the upstairs window of the loft and let it just blow out and drop down here. We're gonna give it a shot. It might work, might not, but what that will do is allow people to actually stay up in the loft, because it gets very hot up there.
Yeah.
With the air down here, because air don't rise, cold air don't rise, or removed heat from the air does not rise.
Thank you, because let's keep in mind, there's no such thing as cold. It's only without heat.
Just like there's no such thing as a hot water heater.
Correct, because the water's
I'm learning, guys. I'm learning. All right, guys. Well, we're fitting to manhandle this thing upstairs and install it up there and see how it works. Cool thing about it is we can actually run that today, shut the door in here, and we'll be able to get a really good test about how it's going to hold up.
Yeah. I like that.
The best thing to do is you get it in my arms where I can lift. Help me, you know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm going to get it ready. Oh.
That's not really the position.
I got you. Go ahead and hit up.
Careful of them fins.
Yeah, I am. I'm staying on.
Come on with it.
Ready?
Yep. Oh, shit. Okay. All right. Well, nothing broke.
It helps to be a bear sometimes.
That's right.
All right, let's head up and get this thing installed. This is also a narrower window, so we should have less air gap to have to deal with.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And with the natural slope of the lean-to, it'll just run right off the end. All the water condensation from removing all of that humidity.
Come on. All right, guys, now that we got the window open, pulled it off, I got Uncle David cleaning the filter because it is dirty. And just like he found out not too long ago, you got to keep the filter clean for the air to be, for the heat to be removed. But we got to clean this coil too. Check this out. It's not terrible. However, we do got a little bit of dust and cobwebs and stuff built up on it. No point in cleaning the filter if we're not going to clean the coil. All right. Filter is nice and clean. We're gonna go ahead and brush down a little bit right here on these coils. Hey, yeah. You know what's good for this too? That compressed air. Just like you clean out the fans and stuff, it's good to use on these too.
I'll bring you one if you want.
Please and thank you. Heck yeah. You got to be very, very gentle on these fins. You don't want to bend them over whatsoever, because this is where all the magic happens. Well, not all the magic, but the majority. I'm not going to be too anal about this. It ain't got to be absolutely perfect. It already looks better than it did. But we're going to go ahead and blow this down one time with some compressed air. All right. Any kind of compressed air will work. Not a big deal. Gonna go ahead and shoot the condenser coil back here too, because why not? Really doesn't look like it did too much of a difference right there, so let's go ahead and get it in the window after we get the filter put back on.
Coming. Now what I need to do, there should be a little tray that we want to back all the way up to. It kind of sits.
Windows sits. Oh, Windows sits like that. There we go. Yeah, that's how it is.
Alright. This will make me feel better about life. I think we should at least put a screw in right here.
Alright. Sounds good.
We can still plug it up and test it out.
Testing.
We're going to see if the backup battery that is down there can actually run this air conditioner.
Oh, we got power.
This is year number 2 for this air conditioner. It has a remote also,
Right?
so I'll be able to control it from downstairs. And I believe that there's even a Wi-Fi app that you can
Cool.
down. You see the Connect?
Yep, the Connect.
Compressor hasn't kicked on yet, I wouldn't think.
No, it hadn't. You normally just leave it in auto.
Yeah. But it's fine.
There we go. Eco mode.
We heard that compressor kick on. That's always a good sign, right?
Yep.
Alright guys, it's only been what, 10 minutes?
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes and already feel a huge difference. I also got a secret weapon.
Ooh.
I do have a ceiling fan that's hooked up to remotes also up there that will blow the air down if it's having any trouble getting down from that long landing that it's coming across. I think this is gonna work good, guys. I think it's gonna work real good. All right guys, we're gonna set y'all back up on the time lapse that we started with and get this floor swept and get this water dried up. That way we can hurry up and do this lean-to thing before it rains and we get more water in here and shuts this whole project down.
We'll drop a beat then.
Let's drop it!
So you say we're building overhang, eh?
Yep, because of the water issues at the front door. I'm thinking I don't want to get too crazy with it.
Right? You think 6 foot?
6 foot would probably be good. I could probably bring it out.
4 foot?
Nah, 4 foot's way out there. That'd be too low. We're not gonna get much drop.
Right.
So I'm thinking even 2 foot.
Okay.
Just something to be able to stand up underneath.
Right. And just and remember, what we're trying to do is just keep the water from rolling back under the door, right?
Yeah. That, and also all of this is getting replaced. So this is truly temporary for the time being.
Right.
That's why I'm using this right here. First of all, I'm gonna use the patina metal because that's what that is built out of as well. But there is some holes here and there in it. I'll end up cutting this bad end off right here. But there is some little pinholes here and there throughout it, so it'll have a little drip here and there.
Right.
It's nothing to kind of hang out in your rocking chair up underneath when it's raining. It's just to kind of keep the water from the front door.
Yep.
And keep it from rolling back into the cabin like you were saying earlier.
Nice.
I would like to do it. Ideally, a 4 foot would be somewhere around here. I don't know if that's going to be wide enough to accomplish what we need, because those sheets cover 2 foot. 6 foot would definitely get us to where we need. I think we'll do a 6 foot by 2 foot, and we'll put one brace at 1 foot in the center just to catch the sheets, and then we'll probably end up coming up with a little kicker,
Yeah.
just for weight distribution or whatever. I think that's what we're going to do. Keep it stupid simple. Let's go ahead and get the 6 footers cut, and then we'll figure out what our angle is going to be. All right, so being that we're going to do a 6 foot span, I have decided to go ahead and cut the initial 3 boards at 5'8", because I want to cap the ends with the 2x4s that's going to go out, which will give me 3 inches, and then I want to leave about 1 inch for the metal to kind of overhang the wood so the water doesn't drip down onto the wood causing rot. So we're going to cut 3 of them all at one time at a 5'8", and then I will figure out what I want my kind of drop to be. I think I'm only going to go with about a 5% angle as far as to make the drop, because you don't have a lot of headroom right there to try to keep it as high as possible, and you just need a downward slope to move that water.
2 inches for every 4 foot. I believe it's a 1/2 inch a foot.
Yeah.
For it to be a nice even pitch.
Yep. All right, you always want to make sure that you're even at your keep end, because these boards ain't always 100% true from your local hardware store. Diablo. Now what I'm also going to do is the leftover pieces that we got will actually make the brace that's going to hold it up. All right, so let's go get this over here to the table, and we'll go ahead and get it pieced together, and we'll figure out what pitch that we want with this. All right, we're going to cut these guys right here at 2 foot, because like I said, we're going to cap the ends of them, and we want it to be 2 foot. And we're also going to give this end right here about a 5-degree angle. Just a little gimlet. All right, let's put this thing together. turn side down.
You know, sometimes I have a hard time picturing it put together like you do.
Yeah.
And until you start getting it put together and
start piecing it.
Yeah, once it starts getting pieced together, I can see it a lot more clearly.
Seems to be the theme of this video. We're changing the plan. You know, I always say, guys, it's a game plan, not a set plan. We have decided, instead of cutting 3 different pieces to run just to get the slope, this particular corrugated metal has a very little rib here, and we believe that we could just run it like so with that, and it can go down the ribs, and I don't think it'll hold too much water while it dries, so you don't really have to. Like I said, it's temporary too, so I'm not really worried about it. We might try to find a little bit better piece of metal for the whole situation, but in order to run it that way, all we need to do is cut 2 pieces in between here to evenly space it, to distribute the load a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and get some measurements, get that done, and we're also going to hold this up here in a minute and go ahead and figure out about what size brace that we kicker that we need to kind of hold the weight of everything. Still have my slope on there.
Oh, you still had that 5 degrees?
Yep. Glad I caught that. And we'll use that one for the template for the next one. Those. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure this length, and it looks like it's 47 and say a half, so we're going to divide that in half, so that will be 23 and a half,
23 3/4,
23 3/4, and that'll be our kickers. We'll check ourselves. 23 3/4, bam 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 bam. All right, we'll get those braces screwed in, and we'll set that thing up there, and we'll figure out what our slope's going to be, how far we want to kind of angle this.
Right there. Keep that flat and you screw it to the inside. looks mighty fine. Oh yeah.
That is sturdy. Very, very sturdy. And I'm 6'2", and there's about 2 inches left, so if you're 6'4", you won't have to duck. Big Mike, Gary, get your duck on. Get your duck on. All right, guys. Mike just got back from lunch. Welcome back.
Whew, spaghetti sketty.
While he was eating lunch and all of that, I got all the painting supplies ready. And everything is cleaned out in here. I think the game plan that we came up with, Mike's going to start cutting in that lower section right there with that grayish blue up towards that bottom log there, and also a little strip in front of it where the roller can't get all the way into the corner right there. And then I'm going to come back with the roller behind him and start rolling out and throwing that flake.
I just hope you don't flake out on us.
It could happen. Could happen, guys. When we did the tiny house, this actually went really well and pretty fast. This is a good thing. So we got that live coming up here real soon, and we need to get this big section painted today. Dry time is our enemy right now.
You know what? The last time we did this, Levi was here, and
Yep.
now we're doing it again, and Levi's coming back.
Yep. This time he's a day late and $1 short. All right, guys, let's get after it. Guys, it's the next morning and we got a dreamer back.
Morning.
Look at how the floor turned out. Maximus Beautimus. So now we got to figure out how we want to arrange all of this. We got to put all the big stuff back in here, and then we got a little bit of stuff in here that we need to bring into this section, refrigerator and stuff. Not much. not much. The plan is we're gonna go ahead and clean this area out right here, kind of do the same thing we did yesterday, move that stuff to this area, and that way that area can be painted, and then I can put it all back together. But ain't nothing to it but to do it, so let's get it. Come on. Well, that took a little bit of doing, and we had a little bit of an accident. See right here where we turned with the dolly, it peeled the paint up because this paint's still a little soft with all this weather that we've been having.
It's been sticky.
It ain't had a chance to dry completely. We can walk on it and stuff, but you can't really roll stuff on it. You can kind of see the tracks kind of going over here to here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut in this area right here and roll this out, and the last thing before I walk out the door to let it all dry and cure, I will repaint this area and reflake this area. This paint blends real well. Right. I don't think it'll be much of an issue, but we got it all moved.
It's all moved.
It's opened up, ain't it?
Man, This is the most I've ever seen it opened up. This is, man, especially with that wall down right there. You can see right on through it.
Yeah. I like it. It's nice. I might end up doing something with this wall right here. I got a couple ideas. I got some scrap wood out there. Might make it section off a little something. We'll see. First step's getting it painted, getting this area kind of situated and all of that, and then I'll go from there as far as what I'm wanting to do here. But I think it'd be nice to do something with this wall. It would make it look more finished in here instead of like construction.
Sure. Yeah.
I think we can do something with it. All right, guys, Mike's got a lot of stuff to do today down there at the landing, so he's going to cut off, and I will bring y'all back when we start cutting in this floor. Come on. All right, guys, Mike has headed out, but I just had a little visitor. Say hey.
Hi.
So Junk to Gems is down there helping Mike right now today on a little project they got going on down there at the landing. And Mally came up here to visit and said that she wanted to paint. So
I like painting.
You like painting?
Yes.
I do not, so I will definitely take the help from somebody that likes the painting. So what I'm going to do is have her start on what Mike was doing yesterday with cutting around the edges. And then I'm going to come behind her and do like I did yesterday and paint. We've already got a game plan, don't we? There's nothing to it but to do it. All right, guys, let's get the paint in there and get started. All right, guys, that's a wrap. We got all of the trim done all the way around, everywhere that we need. You are a very good little painter. Mally did an excellent job over here, guys. Now we get to do the fun part. We're gonna roll this out and we're gonna throw some paint flakes. You ready? All right, let's get it, guys. All right, guys, we got it. Did you like throwing the paint chips? Looks good, blends well. Got both areas done now. It's all cut in everywhere. Turns out amazing. All right, so now we're gonna fix this little section right here from the dolly this morning. I'm basically just gonna paint here to here, and then we're gonna throw some more flake down.
I get it. You see it? You're going away, Blue. I see two spots. Here, one here. You won't see any more. There's one here. Make sure I don't see anything.
All right, we got this area patched up. So now we are officially painted in here. That didn't take long at all, huh?
No.
All right, we're gonna let the floors dry, and then I got some other stuff that I need to get done today, but I will bring y'all back when we start putting it back together. All right, guys, it's been a couple of days. The floors are dry. I took some of that time and went and helped Bobblehead move all of his chicken coops. And the cabin isn't completely set up yet, but it is good enough for y'all to see the floors because I am about to start rearranging and decorating. And I decided I'm going to do a couple of finishes things before my son gets here in a couple of days. But I'll be starting that on the next video, but I wanted to go ahead and show y'all how the floors turned out. They look absolutely amazing. Check it out, guys. I did scuff the floor up again right there, moving some of this stuff. I got a little bit ahead of myself, but the floors turned out really good. The cabin feels so much bigger, lighter, and a lot more open. But I do got some help coming my way for some of these other projects, and also moving the safe and the freezer here so I don't scratch the floors no more, because even though it's been drying for a couple of days, we've had a ton of rain. So a lot of humidity in the air, and it hasn't had a real good chance to really harden yet. But it is good enough to be able to walk around in here. But I think that's going to be about it, guys. So I called in some help. Got Gypsy Trails coming over this way, and Mike will be stopping up later on today. And I might put him to work too, depending on how far me and old Randall will get with the next project on hand. But I love every single one of y'all. Make sure that you like and subscribe to Come On Homesteading, and also Come On Keeping It Real, because I'm showing a whole bunch of behind the scenes sneak peeks of this today. But love every single one of y'all, and until we see each other again, come on, let's go on another adventure.